said...
Honey vinegar.
She said...
That's got to be my boy, Gene. In our household, there's a saying. You can catch more flies with honey than you can with vinegar.
That was Gene and Helen Rayburn playing the game of marital quotes and misquotes. He said, she said. And now, here's the host of He Said, She Said, Joe Garagiola. Thank you very much, and welcome to He Said, She Said. Now let's meet our players. The husbands are here on stage with us. Their wives are backstage, out of sight and sound. Down at the end, there is Mr. Nuke Cole and his wife, Beth. And next to him, Mr. Bob Babblewall and his wife, Jean. And Thor Stratton and his wife, Marnie. And Mr. Gene Rayburn and his wife, Helen. We are gathered here to play He Said, She Said. Now, what I can tell you about this is one of our couples is going to win $250 and an exciting week stay at a Holiday Inn of their choice anywhere. And you, Gene Rayburn, will be playing for a married couple out in the audience whose card has been placed right in front of you. So we've got that out of the way. And ladies, we'll see you just a bit later. Now, you fellas know how it works. All your wives are backstage. They're wearing earphones. They can't hear or see or especially hear anything that we say until I pick up this phone. Now they can hear me. Now, you just watch, and I'll prove it to you. Ladies, are you all right?
Right.
You hear them?
Yep.
All right. Now, I'm going to put it down. We'll be back with you ladies in just a couple of seconds. Now, fellas, I'm going to give you a topic, and I want you to make the association so personal that when your wife hears it, she's going to say it had to be you. You were the only one that could have possibly said that. Now, remember, you have to think quickly, make your answer just one or two words. And there are 4 of you seated there. Only 3 of you can play, so I'm taking the first 3 hands. You got to get it up in a hurry. Are you ready?
Right, yeah, let's go.
All right, let's go. Gene is ready. All right. This is a good one. The first topic I have is legs. Gene Rayburn, you were first.
Most beautiful.
Explain that for me.
Well, I am married to a woman who, in my opinion, and I'm very objective about this, has the most beautiful legs of any woman I've ever seen in my life.
What can you say? That's it. Yeah. All right. We have your response, most beautiful. Mr. Stratton, you were next.
Delicious, delicious.
Delicious, delicious. Would you explain that?
Well, delicious.
That's your explanation?
Well,
What do you mean, delicious? Chicken legs, you bite them and they're delicious.
well, just delicious.
Just delicious. All right, that's your response. Delicious, delicious. Mr. Babblewall, you were next.
Fat thighs. It's a little embarrassing, yes.
Would you explain it? Who hasn't?
Well, we both do, as a matter of fact. But hers stand out a little more.
You tell her this all the time?
Yeah, she tries to diet it away, but you really can't. You have to exercise.
She's going to be all choked up with that answer, too, right?
Oh, she's going to love me for it.
Wait till it comes to show and tell time.
All right, we have the 3 responses. Now, Mr. Cole, you didn't raise your hand, so you can't play. Get it up a little more, just quicker next time, all right?
Right.
Okay, we have the responses. Let's see how the ladies do. Ladies, are you ready?
Ready?
All right. We said legs. L-E-G-S, legs. And he said most beautiful. Well, Mrs. Rayburn, Helen, your light is on.
Well, I know that was my husband because there are a few things he admires about me, but mostly he admires my legs.
That's what he said, and we'll award you 25 points.
Baby!
All right. We said legs, And he said, fat thighs. Oh, look at all those faces. We've got faces all over the place. All right, Mrs. Stratton, you were first.
Well, I think maybe that's my husband because I do have chubby thighs.
Well, your husband didn't say that. We'll have to take 10 points from you. Mrs. Babelwall,
Yeah.
would you like to talk to your husband?
Yeah, that was my husband. He doesn't like my legs.
No, I love your legs.
But not my fat thighs.
Right.
Okay. I knew it was you.
Well, we'll have to take 10 points from you.
Ah.
Points, not pounds. 10 points. All right, we said legs, and he said delicious, delicious. Time is up. Mrs. Stratton, where were you?
I'm around the corner, but it's unusual because usually he says I've got chubby thighs.
I'm not talking about you.
See? You get it.
Would you like to ask him a question, Mrs. Stratton? Like
Yeah.
who he was talking about?
Oh, I know. He's always looking.
We'll have to take... All right, we'll have to take 10 points from you, and we'll be back. You stand by. We'll be back in just a couple of seconds. Now, we'll give our wives another chance to pick out their husbands, but first, let's pause for this message.
Ah, the fun.
Over, drink responsibly.
We've got our 4 married men here on stage with us, and their wives are backstage. Let's check with them. Girls, are you still there?
Yeah.
All right, now, ladies, you know, and gentlemen, too, that we're starting you all off with 100 points. And every time you recognize the response your husband gives, and you come up with pretty much the same story, we give you 25 points. And if you're wrong, well, we have to take 10 points from you. You got all that, right?
Right.
All right, you stand by. We'll be back in just a couple of seconds. All right, gentlemen, remember, now raise your hands quickly. Mr. Cole, you were a bit late. You didn't get to play it. Now, okay, I've got a new topic. The next topic for you is what your wife finds irresistible. What your wife finds irresistible. Okay, Mr. Stratton, you were first.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
She loves it. Morning, noon, or night.
Morning, noon, or night?
She even makes it and freezes it. Eats it like a popsicle. Really.
There's a joke there, but I'm not saying it. All right, your response is spaghetti. Mr. Babelwall, you were next.
Chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake.
Yes. Wherever she goes, she has to have chocolate cake.
Does she bake it herself?
No, she doesn't normally, because if she does, she'll eat it all herself. I never
see.
get any.
All right, your response is chocolate cake. Gene Rayburn, you were next.
Well,
Irresistible, 1 or 2.
a department store.
Department store.
Yeah.
All right.
Joe, when you call my house, and I'm at work, and my wife is not at home, you can call Bloomingdale's, and you'll find her there every time spending my money.
At a department
She
store.
finds that department store irresistible.
All right, we've got the 3 responses. Let's see how the ladies do. Ladies, are you ready?
Ready? Yeah.
All right, we said what your wife finds irresistible. And he said chocolate cake. Couple faces there, all right. Helen Rayburn, you were first.
I think Jean would say that because I make a very devilishly good chocolate cake.
Yeah, you do, honey. Yeah.
But
Great.
he didn't say that. I'll have to take points from you, Helen. 10 points I'll have to take from you. Mrs. Babelwall.
Yeah? I think my husband said that. I love chocolate cake.
He said it all right, but you were late. I'll have to take 10 points from you. All right, we said what your wife finds irresistible, and he said spaghetti. All right,
Lucky
Mrs.
kid.
Stratton.
I just heard my husband say something bad. Well, I think he might say that because I think I can eat spaghetti any time of the day. I love spaghetti.
Even for breakfast?
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Do you really make a popsicle out of it? That's what he said.
It's funny. I can eat it cold or hot. Usually I eat it anyway.
Remember that frozen stuff that time?
Yeah, I'm such a good cook.
All right, that's what your husband said. We'll award you 25 points. We said what your wife finds irresistible, and he said department store. We've got a couple of faces, and Helen Rayburn, you were first again.
That's got to be Gene. Poor fellow. When I'm not at home, I'm in Bloomingdale.
That's exactly what he said. We'll award you 25 points. Good. All right, ladies, we've reached the halfway point in our game, and now turnabout is fair play. You'll agree to that. So we're going to ask you to change places with your husbands. Now, remember now, the couple with the highest score at the end of the game wins $250 plus a week stay at a Holiday Inn of their choice in the USA or anywhere in the world. And as far as you, Gene and Helen Rayburn, if you win the game, you're playing for a married couple in the audience, and so that's the way we will settle it. You got the card right in front of you. Johnny, you want to bring the girls on stage?
A good idea, Joe. Here's Mrs. Helen Rayburn, Gene Rayburn's wife. The Rayburns have 140 points. Next, Mrs. Stratton. The Strattons with 105 points. Babblewall. The Babblewalls have 80 points. Here's Mrs. Cole. The Coles have racked up 100 points, Joe.
Very good. Now, gentlemen, while you get settled backstage, we're going to take a moment here for this message.
So, Bob.
Now.
It's time again for He Said, She Said, and now we're going to give the wives a chance to come up with responses for their husbands to recognize. Now, remember, raise your hands as quickly as you can because we take 3 and there are 4 of you, and one of you has to be left out, and get it up quickly, all right? Are you all ready?
We're ready.
Okay, the topic is temper. Temper. All right, Mrs. Stratton, you were first. All of you were up there.
Oh, what could I say? Oh, he has some temper.
1 or 2 words. Temper.
Always his.
Always his.
You've never seen a husband that could yell and scream at somebody. And when I yell and scream at him, he takes the paper and goes in the bathroom and locks the door. And he completely blocks me out.
That's not fair, is it?
No.
All right, your response is always his. Mrs. Babblewall, you were next.
Yeah, my husband has a terrible
1 or
temper,
2
so
words.
the word is terrible.
Terrible, just terrible.
Terrible. Terrible, terrible, I'll say.
Terrible, terrible.
2 words.
And how about your temper?
My temper's great.
All right. We have your response, terrible, terrible. Helen Rayburn, you were next.
I was, and I think I've got to say for Gene, the best.
The best. Would you explain that?
Gene is absolutely the best-tempered man I've ever known in my life because I'm the worst-tempered woman.
You mean Gene Rayburn never gets upset?
He never gets upset. He's patient. He's loving. And I'm pretty hostile.
Do you ever test him to find out if he can get upset?
Every day, 24 hours a day.
All right, we have the 3 responses. Let's see how the gentlemen do. Gentlemen, are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay. We said temper. And when we said temper, she said, terrible, terrible. Whoa, Mr. Babblewall.
I have a terrible temper, and especially this morning.
Why this morning?
It was tough getting out of bed.
You just didn't want to come.
Right.
All right, that's pretty much what your wife said, so we'll award you 25 points. We said temper, and she said the best. Gene Rayburn, your light is on.
Well, I think that could be my wife in view of the fact that I'm a pretty easygoing, sweet, lovable,
That's what I said, baby.
honest fellow. She could have said that about me. I'm a pretty even-tempered guy.
She said that, Gene, and we're going to award you 25 points. All right. We said temper, and she said always his. All right, Mr. Stratton.
Yes, that had to be my wife.
Why?
I'm a dominant factor in the house. I have a temper.
What about when your wife gets mad? What do you do?
He goes in
Get madder.
Go in the bathroom, Sophie.
That's pretty much what your wife said, so we're going to award you 25 points. Stand by. We'll be back in just a minute. All right. Okay. Are you ready? You ready, Mrs. Cole?
I'm ready. I'm
Okay.
not here yet.
The next topic is how your husband shows affection. How? Oh, boy, look at here. Mrs. Stratton, you were first.
Oh, he's not my...
One or two words.
Not affectionate.
Not affectionate.
He'd rather have a book or a paper or his pipe. Anything but me. Really?
And how do you get ahead of the book, the pipe, and the paper?
I try to take him away from me, but he pushes me away and tells me to do something.
All right, we have your response. Not affectionate. Mrs. Babelwall, you were next.
Watches television?
Watches television. That's how he shows affection.
Well, he always has the television on, and I get affectionate, but he just keeps watching television.
And then what do you do?
I watch television. It's a losing battle.
All right, we have your response. Watches television. Helen Rayburn, you were next.
Grabber.
Grabber. All right. Would you like...
Gene shows his affection by taking a feel and a pat and a grab every time I walk past, it seems to me. But I love it. I love it.
You love it, huh? All right. We have the three responses. Let's see how they do. Gentlemen, are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, we said how your husband shows affection. And she said, grab her.
What was that?
We said how your husband shows affection, and she said, grab her. Grabber. Gene Rayburn, your light is on.
Listen, I'm afraid my wife is not the only one who knows about this. As the staff of my TV know, the ladies and the girls,
right.
not the men.
That's right.
I'm a grabber. I like to grab girls.
But we love it.
Yeah.
We love it.
But I don't mean anything by it.
Oh?
Not with you, honey.
All right. That's what she said, so we're going to award you $25. Okay, we said how your husband shows affection, and she said, not affectionate. Oh, we got a couple of faces here. Mr. Stratton, you were first.
Yes, well, I have a different way of showing affection.
Yeah, he never sees
You want to tell us?
Well, well, she thinks I'm not very affectionate, but I think I'm very affectionate. I love dogs and...
I
Wrong
got
person?
the wrong person. He has a very friendly dog, Jasper.
Well, that's pretty much what she said, and I'm going to award you $25 and get you out of that corner. We said how your husband shows affection. That's what we said. How your husband shows affection. She said watches television. All right, Mr. Babelwall.
I do a lot of watching of television at night. She goes to bed early. I can't sleep at night.
Is your,
So I watch television.
is your wife affectionate?
Yeah, she tries to be.
That's pretty much what she said. We'll award you 25 points. All right. I'm only going to take one response. One response this time, so get your hand up in a hurry. Come on, Miss Cole. All right.
Try it.
The topic is afraid. Mrs. Babelwall, you were first.
I'm always. Just say always.
Always. All
Always
right.
afraid.
That's the response. Always. Let's see how they do. Gentlemen, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Now, I want to warn you that we only took one response. And we said afraid. And she said always. Mr. Babelwall, your light is on.
I'm afraid now. I'm always afraid.
I'm afraid.
Who's afraid? You want to tell me the story?
I'm just nervous a lot, that's all.
But I'm always afraid.
You're...
I'm afraid, of all the little health things and everything,
Oh, that's true. Oh, yes.
What do you...
Hypochondriac.
Right.
What is she most afraid of?
You.
Me, probably, with my temper.
Your temper.
Right.
That's what she pretty well said, so we're going to award you 25 points. All right, fellas, the game is over, so why don't you come out here, join us on stage with your wives, and we'll total up the scores and meet today's big winner right after this message.
It's play now.
Our families are all together on stage, and it's time to check the scores. Johnny, let's hear those scores.
All right, Joe, the Coles have 100 points. The Babawals have 155 points. The Strattons have 155 points. And the winners with 190 points, Gene and Helen Rayburn.
Well, Gene and Helen Rayburn. Now, you were playing for a married couple in our audience. Now, we picked that card at random just before the show started, and there it is on your desk. Turn it over and read the names of the couples.
Joe, it's Mr. and Mrs. James Commercial of Rochester, New York. Yeah.
Stand up. That you? Mister, would you please stand up? There they are. There they are. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. James Commercial. You've just won $250 and a week's stay at a Holiday Inn. Nice going. I hope you have a marvelous time, a marvelous holiday at the Holiday Inn.
Joe, that's not all, because our guests in the studio audience also have won a passport for fun, food, and lodging at a glamorous Holiday Inn of their choice in the USA or anywhere in the world. An exciting week for two at a Holiday Inn such as romantic Mexico City. So get the Holiday Inn habit and go!
So there you are. Gene, you did an outstanding job.
Thank you very much, Joe.
I'm sure they appreciated the commercials. You understand that you've got your $100 guest certificates from the Holiday Inns. And once again, I want to thank you for playing our game. We've enjoyed it. And thank you for sharing your most intimate secrets with us, like tempers and what have you. And being a grabber, Gene Rayburn. All right, that's it for now. And we hope that you'll join us again on He Said, She Said. My name's Joe Gary Joe. Bye.
He Said, She Said is a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production. This is Johnny Olson speaking.